Hi, thanks for checking our channel. Here's going to be possibly maybe a repair video. We'll see what happens. Definitely going to be a testing video on this unit. This is a PEL PE12. It's a battery-powered unit, 12-volt unit. This is probably from the 1980s, this generation style. PEL was its own brand. I think they're a New Zealand or Australian company at one time. They were their own brand for a long time. And then back in probably the mid-late 90s, they got bought out by Speedrite, I think, bought them. Or Tru-Test bottom. Anyways, Tru-Test bought Speedrite, who bought StayFix, who bought PEL, whatever. Tru-Test owns those brands anyways. But PEL, this style of unit, and when they were their own company, all of those units are long gone. They've just, the style and that generation units long gone. Parts are very hard to come by. It's been 30-something years since you could get those units like that. PEL's still around as a brand, but only sold over in Europe. And basically, it's just a blue colored case of a Speedrite or a green StayFix. Speedrite's red, StayFix was green, PEL's blue. But it's over there in Europe is where it's sold at under the PEL brand. But all it is just a blue case Speedrite or a blue case StayFix. Pretty neat looking. I've kind of just looked it over. I haven't opened it up, I haven't hooked it up, and done something like that yet. I just want to kind of get my bearings with it before I got too carried away with talking about it. But it's pretty neat. They got all these terminals up top here. Your battery negative, your ground system, and your negative, your solar panel all hook here. 12-volt positive goes here. Positive solar panel goes here, and your fence wire goes there. So the switch on the bottom, it's got a like off, slow, and fast. Right now it sets the fast pulse, which fast is basically normal pulse speed, like every 1.2 seconds, give or take. And then slow, I imagine, is like every 2.5 to 3 seconds. They do that to kind of conserve battery. Especially if you got animals that are trained to your fence, you can slow the speed down so it's not chewing up on your batteries as much. So maybe prolong the life of your battery before you got to change it or recharge it, especially if you're not using solar panel. Power supply turned on, switch is set to fast. Oops. Wrong spot, stupid. Right there. There it goes. Oh, it's clicking. It's nice. That means the board's fine. Well, somewhat fine. We'll have to dig a little deeper, make sure we're not missing anything. Let's go to our we got a little analog fence tester here. Ain't get nothing out of it. Alright. Let's take it apart. So our problem with it most likely is a bad transformer. It might have a bad weak capacitors as well, but how do you get this apart? Probably got to pull, there's some screws. A flat screwdriver. Oops. We got one up top here. Probably replacing these with Phillips. Ooh, that's stuck in there pretty good. Come on. I'll put some Phillips screws in place, that flat one, that way it's easier to get apart. I don't know what the joule rating of this unit is. Probably not, 12 volts don't go all that large, usually. Some do, but not too many. I think I recalled possibly chatting with this customer before they sent it off. I don't remember now. Shush, cat. Alright, just pull the top off. There it comes. Okay. There's that piece. Let's set it down there. There's the transformer right there, I believe. There's our fence terminal for a transformer. Pretty basic unit. I think the board itself is fine though, based on how it's, you know, still clicking along. But we'll check this capacitor. I think we're going to have to maybe remove the wires or wires soldered. Ooh, excuse me, to the capacitor. So I'm going to have to take the wires loose first, but I'm going to guess, just based on experience and the physical size of this capacitor, this is a Plessy Ducon, which was an Australian company that made a lot of capacitors for like speed rights, Gallagher, Stay Fix, and PEL. But I don't think Plessy Ducon's making capacitors for electric fence units anymore. And on the back side. Is it a 30 or a 20? It is a 20. Okay. Well, we'll test it with the wires on it and see what we get. But I'm going to guess, just because I think this is factory capacitor from 1985 or whenever this thing was built, this capacitor is probably well wore out. Let's see what we get. We'll put the capacitance. There's no polarity to it. We'll probably have to remove the wires from it, but let's see. It's reading 82.5. That can't be right. There. Oop. Come on, hold still. $82.5 microfarads on and it says 20. I mean, is it getting our false readings from the other board? There's some capacitors on the board, but nothing out of the norm. Nothing that big. So yeah, I think we need a capacitor. But let's okay, I gotta try to remember this. So it looks like green and purple go to one side section of the capacitor, and in this looks like that's the transformer wire, or one side of the transformer, and the blue wire go together over there. So let's snip these wires all loose. Come on. Okay, let's test this capacitor now that it's out of circuit. Because it's got a plus or minus like 10%, which means it would be either up to 22 down to 18 on its tolerance, and we're reading like 82 microfarads. Got a bad glare. Turn the overhead light off. Alright, I'm just going to hold it in my hand here and go across. Yeah, see, we're try that again. $19.3. That's not terrible. Okay, well, maybe we'll go with it, but I think it'd probably be wise, with it being as old as it is, probably to change it anyways. Might as well, I'm already in there. So, I do believe our issue, though, is going to be in this transformer right here, which, good luck finding a transformer for one of these. Let me go get a capacitor for it. 20 microfarad capacitor. See this? Yep, and it'll physically fit in that little holder there. So, okay, what we're going to do is turn the light on for one. Alright, blue and this wire went together, and the green and the purple went together on the other side. Okay, so this wire here, let me get that board out of there. Yeah. Okay, we're going to slide this board out of there. Let's get this little thing off there like that. And it's just kind of slid on these little slide-on spay connector things. It's got a conformal coating on there, like a like Vaseline or something. They use it to help with the this is a battery-powered unit. Try to keep the moisture from collecting on the board. It's basically used as a barrier. Alright, so we're going to get a new wire. We'll use red. Solder iron powered up. Because I'll just solder a wire right there. And I'll cut this to length once I get the capacitor reinstalled. And then we'll crimp on. I'm going to use spay connectors and plug them on into this capacitor versus solder them. Let me get my knife out. I think this has got a varnish on it, on this wire. I need to, yeah. I need 1, 2, 3, 4 spay connectors. Alright, let's see. Let's get solder and iron out. Where's the solder at? We're going to add a little solder to the iron here. I'm going to heat this up. Pull that wire off. And then I'm going to coat this wire in solder. It's called tinning the wire. So we're going to put solder iron on the back side and go to the top side. Just feed the solder through. Solder flows towards the heat. And we'll touch them together. Come on. Oh, hold as long as I could. The wire was getting pretty hot. Alright, let's crimp on some spay connectors. Okay, there's this. Alright, let's see if we can plug these wires in. So blue wire and this transformer wire went together. And this purple wire and this red wire will go together right here. So let's get this where we want it. Okay. We're going to cut it just a little long, so a little room to breathe here. We just cut wire off, but it's hard to add to it without splicing. Crimp, put that on. Oh, that's a bigger gauge wire. I need to look next size bigger spade connector. Okay, that's gonna go there. Okay, let's go ahead and get this bolted back in there. So that way the capacitor's in place without it sliding around anywhere. Come on. Come on, where is slot? Slide this back down into place. Okay. Let's put power back to, I don't think this is going to solve our issue at all, but I wanted to just do one thing at a time, one step at a time. Negative. Positive. Flip a switch on a power supply, turn it on. Seems like the pulse is a little bit steadier. I don't think that's going to solve our output problem though. The needle was bouncing a little bit. Okay, let's move a little deeper then, I guess. I think our issue now is this transformer. Okay, so let's see. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to, all these wires are kind of tied together right there. Okay, that's our fence wire. I'm going to snip it way back here. Fence wire. These are our primary wires coming from our board, or that go to the discharge or the input side of the transformer. So I'm going to snip both of those. And we'll probably try to reuse these. One, because they're in a good spot and to worry about reattaching them to anything. Plus, if my transformer that I install is too short, at least I know where I need to go. Okay. So let's get this transformer out. Looks like there's just there's some varnish looking whatever from the transformer inside this slot of the transformer. Come on. Oh shit. Let's see if we can get that to pull loose. No, we're not. What about this one? Oh, fuck. Alright, well, let's take a pair of pliers here. It could be that nut, or that nut on top, wasn't really meant to come loose. I mean, there's this nut, or that bolt, sorry. This nut's got like one of those nylon inserts, which helps lessen the chances of the bolts loosening up, and the nuts loosening up. So it should just be able to go and pull that right out of there. We'll check the continuity. On this wire to this terminal, because looking at it, that transfer might be okay. I think this wire might have a problem. Let's see, I'll go from here to here. No, the wire's fine. Do the same thing here, I guess. Let's test continuity between this wire and there. Okay, so those wires weren't our issue. So the transformer was indeed bad. Okay, let me go over my stock of transformers and stuff and see if I can find one that I think will be suitable to use with this unit, because this is probably only like a 1 or 2 joule unit based on the capacitor size and stuff, so it's not a big heavy hitting unit, but it's a good unit for what it's designed to do. So let me go look and see if I got a transformer that would, and I think I can make work with this thing. Alright, I got this transformer here. Hopefully, I know it will physically fit in here because it's pretty compact in size. The impedance on it's pretty low, which is good. This transformer is for a Parmac 12 volt unit, I guess, and 6 volt. It works on either or. If this ends up working for us, it'd be good because we can drill some holes and mount this thing in the case without it being too tall. So what we need to do now, something real quick. So if we put it like this, that goes to our board. This is our fence wire. I don't think it's really going to matter yet. All right, so let's get this kind of cut to length. I don't need this wire as big as it is, or exposed as it is. Alright, we're going to solder and heat shrink everything. That one. Now we're going to strip or shave off the varnish that's on that copper wire. I use that to kind of insulate the wire because it's a motor wire. They coat those wires in a varnish when they make them, so it kind of insulates. I need to shave it off there or whatever, so that way we can get good metal on metal connection when we go to solder and heat shrink everything. Okay, solder iron is still warmed up, so now what we need to do is to get the solder out. We need to start coating all these wires in solder. That way when we go to solder them together, they'll stick together. There's one. Two. It's a real thin wire. There's three. Four. Come on. There's a little bit of, ooh, wire's hot. Kind of a film on it. Wasn't allowing the solder to stick. Okay, let's get the heat shrink out. Try this one. Alright, so we're going to hold those side by side. Ow! God damn it. Splinter. Right underneath the freaking fingernail. Right there. Oh, God damn it. Ah. I'll deal with that in a minute. Ow. Let's finish this up. There's one. Okay, that looks good. Alright, before we heat shrink it, let's power it back up. I'll put our tester across these two wires here. Ow, God, that finger hurts. Can't get it. I need a pair of tweezers. Ow. Alright, now let's hurry this up. Put a tester right here. Hopefully impedance matches enough between the old transformer and the new transformer that doesn't mess the board up. Alright, let's see. Let's get our power supply. Ow. Battery positive. Battery negative. There we go, 7,000 volts. That's pretty dang good. Ow, God. Let's see what kind of spark this little thing throws. Nice sharp bright flash from it. That's pretty nice. Alright, well I think we've got this thing whooped. I'm going to mount the transformer. I got to get this finger taken care of though. Oh God. A little bit pain. Got a piece of wood splinter right under that finger, right there in the corner, right into the freaking skin. I can't. I tried pulling out a pair of needles pliers. It ain't working. This ain't gonna work. I think I need to chip away some of that fingernail, honestly, is what I need. Ow. anyway, so what I need to do next, which I'm going to do this off camera, I got to get this finger taken care of. I'm going to slide the heat shrink down over each one of those, heat shrink that up, and I'm basically do the same thing. I'm going to hook up, I'm going to solder heat shrink these together, solder heat shrink those together, and get the drill some holes, put some bolts, nuts, and I've got some plastic spacers that go between the metal plates in here, so it has something to rest on when I go to bolts together. Probably put a bolt here and a bolt there, and bolt that thing down, and then this thing's going to be raring to go. So, but anyways, thanks for checking out our video here. I got to get this finger taken care of and get the splinter out of there and call it a day. But anyways, thanks for checking us out. Until next time, see you later.